Let's take out our Bibles and learn together.
A common question that we receive either through email or at conferences is everything is ready for the next temple. Is that not correct? This is what many people think. They will make statements such as, we know that the red heifer is in Israel, and that all the priestly garments and many of the vessels that are necessary for the next temple to be functioning, all of that is prepared. There is as well the Sanhedrin, and the high priest has been selected. All of this is false. None of it is based upon reality. And I want to go through a few of these things in order that you understand what is true and what is false. First of all, when we look at Judaism in Israel, and Orthodox Judaism dominates in Israel, and there is a belief based upon what we read at the end of the prophecy of Malachi, and that is, it tells us that Elijah is going to return. We are commanded to remember the law of Moses and to have an expectation that Elijah will come prior to the return of Messiah. And what is Elijah going to do? Well, the view of Judaism is this, that he is going to set things in order, that he is going to teach certain things that are necessary for the temple to be rebuilt and for the various artifacts and vessels that are necessary to be in that temple for them to be prepared. So what you're hearing today on the internet, that there's the red heifer, the Sanhedrin, the high priests, all the garments are ready, and many of the vessels that were necessary for the temple, that they have been made. All of that, and I want to emphasize, all of that is false. What you find in Judaism is this, that we are waiting for Elijah to come back, because it's only Elijah, according to the view of Orthodox Judaism, that is going to have the information necessary on how to get things ready for the temple. So in other words, in Israel today, there is no preparation being made. There's no interest in the red heifer, any of these things that are being done by any recognized rabbinical organization. They are doing what Orthodox Judaism believes and teaches, and that is waiting until Elijah comes to supply the information they need in order to move forward. So one organization that constantly people refer to is the Temple Institute. The Temple Institute is not a recognized organization in Israel. It is private. It has no connection with the government, no connection to any rabbinical organization. And what do? Well, they usually simply take money from Christians. And their primary reason for doing that is because they are against evangelism. They are an Orthodox organization. So they're happy to take money from Christians, but they do not represent a biblical truth. They are there for an entirely different reason, and that is they are a fundraising institution in order to take money from Christians so it cannot be used for evangelism in Israel. And they are not making thousands of garments for the priests, nor are they in any way making vessels that are necessary for the temple. And they, although they teach, and some of their teaching is very good, but it's just that, it's teaching. They do not represent any actual organization that has been given responsibility for the next temple. This is false. And therefore, we need to be very cautious. Another thing that I constantly hear is, well, the Sanhedrin has been reestablished in Israel. No, that is false. What you simply have is a group of individuals that call themselves the Sanhedrin. We don't know who the membership is of that group, that body, the Sanhedrin, because they keep that information secret. They don't want to reveal who are the members of the Sanhedrin. Why? Because there is no Sanhedrin today. It's simply a group of people that proclaim themselves to be the Sanhedrin. None of it is factual. None of it has any official capacity within the land of Israel. Nothing is being done. Why? Well, the view of Judaism is this, that Elijah must return. This is biblical. We read about that in the last chapter of Malachi. It says, remember the law of Moses, and that Elijah is going to come back, and he is going to set things in order. Now, what the Bible says is that he will turn the hearts of the children to the fathers and the hearts of the fathers to the children. But what Judaism sees from that is that Elijah is going to set things in order. He will provide the information that is necessary on how to build the various vessels that are necessary for the temple, where the temple should be built. All of these things. Today in Judaism, there is a debate about where the third temple should be placed. Where exactly is that location? Now we know it's on the Temple Mount, but where on the Temple Mount? So all of these things have to be done. And because of that, the view of Judaism in Israel is not let's get everything ready, but rather let's wait for Elijah, for him to come, return, and to set things in order to give us the information on how to move forward. So if you're under the impression that everything is ready now in Israel for the building of that next temple, that is false. There is no euphoria about the red heifer, the next high priest, the Sanhedrin, or the garments of the priests, or any of the vessels that the Bible speaks of for the temple. All of that is false. All of that only lives on the internet. It's so people will click on it in order that people get views, because some YouTube channels are only for the purpose of monetizing that channel and making money. And therefore, what's important to them is not truth, not factual information, but simply clicks, because clicks turn into money for them. So let's not be deceived. Understand very clearly, there is no Sanhedrin. There is no red heifer in Israel. Vessels are not being prepared and made by the Temple Institute, nor are the garments for the priests and the Levites all ready, and that thousands of these have already been manufactured and waiting as the time is near. All of that is false. Don't be misled. We are not as close as people think. There is not that hysteria in regard to the third temple in Israel at all. All of that is false information that simply wants you to click on a video rather than studying to show yourself approved and to realize that where Judaism is in Israel is very different than what is being presented in many videos today. And most of these videos are aimed at Christians. They are for the purpose of deceiving rather than edifying believers. Well, I'll close with that. Until next time, may God bless you. Shalom from Israel.